Langston, what's up, man? How you doing? Hello, hello. Merry Christmas Eve, man. Merry Christmas Eve to you too, bro. Appreciate you stopping in and chit and chat with us today in Car Talk. Appreciate it. Hope you're gonna have a blessed Christmas. Hope you get everything you want, everything you need. I do have everything that I want and need. So we are going to have a great Christmas. The kids will. Aaron, what's up, man? How you doing? Y'all know what time it is. It's Car Talk time. You know, we do this daily, every day. Come in here and have a Car Talk day. You know, more people will join and chit chat. I appreciate it. Name a car to edit. Colton, I want you to at me or to edit with this, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank y'all. LS Swap 300ZX. Yes, sir. Twin turbo, too. Twin turbo. Let's not forget about that. Look at them things up there. Look at them things. Hi, Ragnar. What's going on? Hope you're having a blessed day. Hope y'all having a blessed day. If y'all hit that thumbs up button at the top and tap that heart button, I appreciate it. Yo, Annoying Super Kid, what's good, bro? How you been? What's my horsepower? I made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. What engine is that? It is a Gen 3 LS engine. It made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. Fully built. Fully built. She's definitely something crazy. I watched your live yesterday, bro. Nice technique to the game, the views, bro. Thank you. Hey, bro, I appreciate that. I know that some people are tired and like when they jump in the live and they're like, all you're showing is this car. But basically, that's the technique of me gaining the viewership of y'all is y'all jumping in the live, seeing the car, and then we all talk cars. You know, this is the whole point of Car Talk is having a car discussion, you know, and anybody and everybody can ask questions about cars in here. What's good? What turbos am I running? I'm running VS Racing 7070 turbos. If y'all hit that thumbs up button at the top, I greatly appreciate it. Y'all tap the screen, we'll get more people in here. I'll never stop liking that car. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. It means a lot to me, for real. I love this car just as much, man. So I appreciate y'all giving the thumbs up and tapping the screen, tapping that heart. Thank y'all. I do love this car just as much, though. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, chat. Hope everybody's having a blessed Christmas Eve. Y'all know it's coming. Sick build. Thank you. Thank you. Before I make the edit, I own a 1964 Ford Mustang GT350. Nice, nice. I have a BMW M4. Nice. Okay. I like the M4s. I don't know what Buddy is saying. Jesus Christ. What engine management did I go with? I went with a Holley Terminator X. So a little bit about this build. This is a 1991 Nissan 300ZX, T-top 300ZX. It has a LS swapped twin turbo engine in there. It is a 6-liter LS engine with a stage 2 cam, BTR dual valve springs, titanium retainers. Uh, Ellen Kavan, what's going on? How you doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. It has a stage 2 cam. It has Bosch 210 injectors, twin Walbro 525s on E85. Where the turbocharger? Right there. Two of them things right there. So it is a fully built motor. It's bored 30 over, forged pistons, forged rods. It's got a Holley high ram, Holley 105 throttle body, twin wastegate, 44 millimeter wastegates, 50 millimeter blow off valve, turbo smart blow off valve. It's definitely a rocket. It's definitely a rocket. It'll definitely get loose from you if you let it. Is it road legal? Yeah, insured, titled, clean titled. I drive it on the road quite a bit. Can we hear it? Yeah, we'll start it up here in a minute. Let's get 30 thumbs up here, right? We got 114 people in here. If we hit this thumbs up button to get 30 of them and we tap the screen, I'll start the car up. Got my LS Gen 3 all aluminum block. You think you maybe to answer it? I don't know. Shoot the question to me. Beautiful setup. Turbo's bigger than my hand. Yeah, they're pretty nice size. Aaron, you back? All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get to 50 likes. Shit, I appreciate that too. We definitely need it. Estimated top speed, I'm not for sure. I've had it at 180, but I'm sure it could get pushed higher than that. The edit is done. Shoot it to me on Instagram, bro. Shoot it to me on Instagram. Shoot me the edit on Instagram at 91LS300ZX. Shoot that edit to me on Instagram, and I'll put it on a short for you. How much power? It made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. V8 and a 300ZX is wild. Nah, it's not too wild. It's pretty cool. It's not too shabby. It's on the stock computer thing running. It went from a 5.3 iron stock block to a L33 all aluminum block, and it's missing. Do I need to take it to get retuned due to it being a new setup? Yeah, you probably need. If it what is it now? It's a Gen. Is it still a Gen 360? 10 psi per turbo. I'm not quite for sure. It's on a Mac valve, so the Mac valve controls the boost. Does it run hydrogen? No, I do have onboard air though, so I have an onboard air system set up in here. And there's my onboard air system and my ice box. It's missing 2 turbos. I think it has two right there. Fuel economy? Shit, I don't know. Is it a Lamborghini engine? I wish. It'd be one of a kind if it was a Lamborghini engine. It's still one of a kind, I think, to myself. I think it looks a lot different, you know. I think me building this car myself in the garage and the way it looks is just, you'll never see another 300ZX that looks like it. You don't have Insta? Okay, I don't know how you would shoot it to me, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, 4 more likes. If we hit that thumbs up button, we got 84 people in here. If we hit thumbs up button, we get to 30, we'll start the car up. So y'all make sure to keep tapping that heart on the heart screen and keep tapping the screen. Built for that. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Let's get 30 likes and we'll do it. We'll start it up. We got 27, 3 more, and we'll start her up. Yeah, you'll have to change that computer for sure. Is that a Tesla? No, not a Tesla. I wouldn't. I wouldn't spend the money on a Tesla. I wouldn't. I would never. I would never drive an electric vehicle. That's just me though. Nothing against people that drive them. Just not my cup of tea. You know. One more like, one more thumbs up, y'all, and we'll start it up. One more thumbs up, and we'll start it up. Except big block V8s. I've only seen one big block Tesla so far. Only one thus far. But we do got 30 likes, so we'll start her up. Not a bad first start on E85. I gotta let the car warm up before I can rev it. You don't rev an engine on a cold engine. I prefer Holley Terminator X ECU. It's plug and play, and it'll come with a bass tune. What happens if the turbo's overspooled? I haven't had that issue. Joseph would be asking about the mass airflow. Yeah, he would, for sure. Since he knows absolutely nothing about it. Need some blinker fluid, hell yeah. Y'all keep hitting that thumbs up button, y'all tap the screen. I already got some Mickey Thompsons on there. Got some big boys on there. 15-inch conversion, 275 6015 on a Mickey Thompson Pro radial. Hey, shout out to WS. I appreciate the sub, bro. Thank you. I don't know what the car tops out at. I've had it at 180, but the car could go probably a little faster than that if it wanted to. If a piston flies out the engine, we got bigger problems. There y'all go. There y'all go. She sounds pretty good, not too shabby. First startup on E85, and it's about 45 degrees outside, so starts right up on E85. I blow my motor at the track, and the car was a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. Okay, nice. I've always liked the Evos. I had an STI. I had this car at 180 miles an hour on the highway one night when we was running them in Mexico, and this was when the car was a 6-speed. So, car can definitely make 180. This is easily attainably in this car. Thanks, man. I love the car. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for your knowledge and opinions on my problem. Definitely going to take it into consideration. It just when you switch engines, and it's a little harder to say with stock computers, right? Because stock computers are a lot to deal with trying to tune those. That's why I prefer a standalone when you're building, when you're doing something into a build like this. 180 is just dangerous. It's definitely dangerous for sure. It made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. Sounds very safe. Absolutely safe. Absolutely. If a turbo blade breaks and enters the engine, it will destroy the engine, more than likely. But it would be very hard for it to go into the engine. I would have to be into boost, and it would have to be sucking air into it. And I don't want that to happen. Obviously anything can happen, but if it does, it will destroy the engine. From a hopped up engine. Okay, so the reason why I decided to swap engines, right? One of them being is that I have never driven a V8 before, right? I've never been in a V8. I've never been in an LS, none of that. So when the twin turbo motor blew, I threw a rod, and when it threw a rod out the block, that's why I swapped to a LS. Got AC, no AC. We just take the T-tops down. We'll be good for that. Did this car go on a dyno? Yeah, absolutely. Had to be tuned for E85. Is it a 5.3? No, it's a 6-liter bored 30 over. Is this your first V8? It is. It is my first V8 build, yes. Hot Rod Company, I've seen some of their motor builds for sure. Any plans for a hood? I do have a hood, but I don't like, I will never, I probably will never put it on, but there goes the hood over there. You can tune a car without a dyno. It's a little bit more of a process. You actually get more real numbers street tuning it than being on a dyno, because then you can see what the car is doing in pools. Hood over there posted, yeah, for sure. It's been posted. It's been wall art for the last 5 years. Yep. Hey, if Pluto, if you take care of LS's, like any engine, man, they'll last forever. Like my buddy had 350,000 miles on his fucking 5.3, and he's still on like 12 pounds of boost right now, and his shit runs perfectly fine, but it's well maintained. Just wish my V8 a couple turbos like yours. I heard that shit. Sometimes it does. How much did the parts cost? Depends. I'm probably in a 5-year span, I'm probably like 45K into this build, right? And that's fittings, that's fabrication, and that's even with me doing my own labor, but I mean, that's buying stuff over time. I had a 5.7 in here first from a C5 Z06 Corvette, and then took that out, and then we went with the 6 liter. Brother, I got a video on my shorts of me racing a 650 horsepower Civic, and I destroyed that thing. It was not even no competition. Well, I'll take the 5.7 out. The 5.7 blew a ringland, and I didn't want to build the 5.7. I wanted to go bigger, so I wanted to build the 6 liter. So that's why we went with the 6 liter. Make a giant fiberglass cowl for it. No, I think we'll keep it like it is. I like seeing people's reactions when they see the car. Like when I pull up next to them, or if they see me on the highway or down the road and they see it, they're like, "What the hell is that?" LS2, yeah. So it's an iron block 6 liter with 243 heads. So the same heads off of the C5 Z06, and basically just went that route. What's up, DJ? How you been, bro? Welcome back to the live. Beautiful car. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I typically try to go live once a day, have car talk time with everybody in here so that we can chit chat and, just talk about cars. Like it's not just about this car, but, about everybody's cars and what people want to build. What years it is in 1991. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. Is this car road legal? Absolutely. Insured, tagged, and titled. What trans? It has a TCI TH400. So it was a 6-speed car, and then I just put this TH400 in here. So this is the first time I've ever used a TH400, and it is on a trans brake, and it's definitely a lot different. I've never driven a TH400 car, so it being a 3-speed is definitely unique, and I like it a lot. Power Glide, all I know is to make a Ford really fast, you put a Chevy engine in it. That's what everybody does. What was my first car? My first car was a 1989 Nissan Sentra, 2-door. Is it auto? It is auto. 3-speed automatic. My Toyota Prius would smoke that in reverse uphill. Shit, them Priuses is super fast, bro. I want to see more Toyota engines, not gonna lie. Yeah, them 2Js or something else, I'll tell you that. Would you swap to a manual transmission? It was a manual transmission, so the pedal is still in there. Everything is still set up. I still have the master clutch slave cylinder right there, in case I ever do want to go back to a manual car. But I probably will keep the TH400 in here. No lockup? No, it does have lockup. So the transmission has a built-in lockup on it, and it has a lockup, and it's great. I love it. What happened if a turbo gets a failure? If a turbo gets a failure, I'll almost automatically feel it whenever I get into boost. I am in Oklahoma. Yep, Oklahoma car. What's my dream car? My dream car is a Nissan R32 GTR. Skyline. I think the R32s are the best Skylines. They have that 90s JDM feel, the best body style, the best body lines. I'm doing a ZL1 next. Nice. I want to get a C6 Z06. I'm currently trying to talk my wife into letting me do that right now. Agreed on the Skyline, man. I think the R32s are like the best body style. Like I love those R32s. What's the horsepower difference? I think the 3 liter twin turbos they came out at like 300 horsepower or 285, something like that. And the LS is, I mean, depending on what you do, you can put a cam in it and already be at, close to 400 in a 6 liter. This needs to show more love to the first gen 300ZXs. The Z31s are nice cars. They're just hard to come by. That's in really good condition now. You have a Bugatti. I wish I had a Bugatti. No, I don't even wish I had a Bugatti. I probably wouldn't even drive it, honestly. Those ain't my type of cars. E36. I like the E36s. Do you have an unfair lady? Trade her in for a fair lady. I think it's a pretty fair lady. I always find it interesting when folks make a sports car into a drag car. Why? It's no different than the Corvettes or anything else. It's no different. T-tops and the LS engine, yeah. I had an 86 300ZX turbo. I missed that car. Man, I love me a Z31. They're just, like, to find them in good conditions now, they're just super rare. On a Sylvia. I love me a Sylvia, too. Shout out to the Sylvias. It's a lot lighter already. What's funny is that this car weighs the same amount with this engine, same amount as a C6 Z06. It weighs 10 pounds less. So my buddy has a C6 Z06 440 with a with it's pro charged. He makes 1,200 to the wheels, and his car weighed 3220, and my car weighed 3230. Because it's built for turn and handling. You don't think this car can make turns and handles? This definitely can do all of the above. It's no different with the LS in there. Like it's no different in handling, no different than any of that. Like it's what people don't understand is that the LS engine actually weighs lighter than the VGs. It's crazy. And that's an iron block. The iron block weighs less than the VG30 V6 in there. I didn't fabricate it. My buddy did. My buddy did fabricate it. Two-step it for Christmas Eve. My daughter's in there sleeping, and I don't want to wake her up. I already hear her in there making noises. She's fixing to get up, so I may have to end this live stream here in a second. How much it make? It made $12.77 at 20 pounds of boost. What's going on, Gabriel? Does it feel tight when driving? No, Doesn't. It feels really good driving it. Like, have no problems driving this car. James, shout out to my dude James Clevenger. Y'all go get my dude to follow. That's my boy right there. He's helped me out with this car several times. So still pretty light. My Del Sol weight reduction still bottom out. See, 2,000 pounds is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's still 1,000. That's still 1,200 pounds on me. I have no quarter-mile speed times. Rear tires look like they hook. Hey, looks can be deceiving because this car is definitely hard to hook at that amount of power. It still has problems grabbing traction. But that's probably a rear-end suspension setup that needs to be dialed in to get it to where it needs to be for it to hook. How many cylinders does it have? Eight cylinders. 11-second car. I would almost guess that this is close to a 8-second car. What ECU did I use? I used the Holley Terminator X ECU. What's up, Gabriel? How y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's having a blessed Christmas Eve. You don't think it'd be close to eight at 1,200 horsepower? You don't think a 8 second pass could be possible? That's crazy. How much put into it? 45, $50,000, somewhere around there, maybe nine. I think with the right setup, the right rear end, the right suspension setup, this car is definitely an 8 second car. I have driven it. I understand it. This car is super quick for what it is. Am I still building it? It is pretty much complete. The only thing that we need to do now is a rear end, put a cage in the car, and suspension. Merry Christmas, Logan. Needs drag tires. I mean, it's on a pro radial. It's an auto car. What's the can't refuse price? I don't know. I've never thought about it. Somebody would just have to bring me cash. Like I wouldn't know. Like I wouldn't know. Somebody would have to bring me cash and be like, this is my offer, and then we would have to talk about it. But I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't sell it. Like I would have a hard time getting rid of this car. Cash right now, 65K. You taking it? Yeah, absolutely. Somebody gives me 65K, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. But I wouldn't even be asking that much, right? If somebody brought me 30K for this car, cash, I would take it. 30K, I would take it because then I could go buy what I wanted to buy and have money to put into the C6 Z06 because that's what I want. I wouldn't take 15K just because I have 13K alone in the motor and the transmission. Way too far off. And that's exactly how I feel. I'll never get what I put into it. Like I have $50,000 invested, like a binder full of receipts of everything done to this car. I literally just put a brand new TCI TH400 transmission in here. And I spent $4,000 on that, and that wasn't even the torque converter and so forth. And again, you just won't, even if you had $40,000 and then you tried to replicate this build, you would go past that. They may be a cheap car to work on, but they're extremely hard to work on. They're extremely hard to work on getting motors out and stuff like that. I couldn't do that. I spent 1,200 on my Honda and another 15K in rebuilding and tuning it, even at 65K after all the headaches and frustrations. I don't think I could. Yeah, that's where I would be at with this. Whole front end of a C6 comes off. I understand that, but when you don't have a lift, when you are doing everything in the garage, it becomes a little harder to get and pull engines out and start doing stuff like that. Like I pulled this engine out in this garage, and like I have to have the cherry picker all the way, and it has to touch the top ceiling just to get the engine out. You know, it's just it's easier for me to take it to a buddy that I know that has a shop and put it on the lift, get the engine out, and bam. But I wouldn't say that they're easy to work on. Transmission of the C6 is like 9 feet long. They're super long with a torque tube. God never worked on a Corvette transaxle before. Yeah, they're definitely not. I would not say they're easy at all. How long have I had it? I've owned this car for 8 years, and I started the LS swap about 4.5 years ago. It definitely flies, man. Y'all see James. He's local. He's one of my good buddies, and he showed me how to do my very first cam swap and valve train that we did on the 5.7 when we had the 5.7 in here. So I've learned a lot through James and other people, Belt, that helped me out with the car. And I've learned a lot about the LS engines in particular. So, wheel horsepower 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. My money is direct deposited to Z1 Motorsport. Hey, I have bought several things off Z1, man. Z1. I have Z1 big brake kit for the front and the rear. So and I still have the Z1 side mount intercoolers from the VG30 DETT, and they're in storage. So can you show the rear angle shot? Yeah. Well, I guess we could open the garage up. It's like it's not too shabby. And these are the Japanese tails from the 300ZXs. So I don't have nitrous on it. It is not a nitrous car. JDM tails, yep. So it is JDM tails. Those tails are from the Japanese 300ZX. I got a 91 NA absolute money pit. See, this is a 91 and it is the NA. It was the NA, and then we had a twin turbo VG30 DETT swap in it when I bought it. So I bought it 8 years ago for $12,000, and it was making 525 on E85, and then it threw a rod. And when it threw a rod, I threw an LS in there. Put the 1990 rims on it, maybe in the front, not in the rear. YD Profound, what's good, man? How you doing, bro? JDM tails are 500. Yeah, they're not cheap. I just looked out, and she had already bought the tails when I bought the car, so I got the tails with the car. Did I ever consider putting a 2J? I absolutely considered putting a 2J in there. At the beginning, I did like sit down and think like, am I going to put an LS? Am I going to put a 2J? Or am I going to put an RB26 in here? I really wanted to put an RB26 in here just because I'm a big Nissan guy and I wanted to keep it Nissan, but the price of RB26s are apples and oranges to LS. So just the motor and like trans alone was like 12 grand. And I didn't want to spend that 12 grand and it'd be a stock bottom end engine, you know what I'm saying? And I can get a fully built LS for, 5 grand. Cray LS is like 5K. Yeah, this is just a 6 liter out of a 2500 HD. I took it to the machine shop. I had it bored out 30 over. I had forged pistons, forged rods put in, polished crank, and then I assembled the motor. I put the cam back in, put the head studs back in, and then I put it back together and then put it back in the car. The 2J is from the Supra, the Mark IVs, yes. So it's something new. But I still want to build an RB26. It'll be down the road. And I don't know how I'll do it or what I'll do it in, but I will get one eventually built. Yeah, the RB is ridiculous. Hell, the D16 C6 is stupid right now, too. I wanted to build a 700 horsepower D-Series stock and motor alone after months of searching 2600. So when the K-Series are, as they are, a dime a dozen, yeah, for sure. Don't sell this. Man, I probably won't, honestly. I probably won't sell it. What does my mechanic charge an hour? Honestly, I do majority of the work myself. Like, I only take it to my guy that has a shop, and typically If I take it to him, I'm there helping him work on it because he has a lift, he has a shop. We can throw it on the lift and we can work on there and get it done. So I don't know what he charges an hour, but typically if I'm helping him work on the car, he only charges me like a fraction of it. You know what I'm saying? If I sold this, I would buy me a C6 Z06. I would buy a C6 Z06 and I would twin turbo that. What fuel am I running? I'm running E85 fuel. Yeah, the Lexus GC300 and the S300s came with a 2J. Yep, I remember seeing those. I know some of the ones from Japan that I've seen imported over have the 2Js in there. So, what piston lower end? The Summit LS Pro pistons and rods. Mechanics in Florida are 150. Woo, that's crazy. Does it have so much torque it twists the chassis coming off the line? No, It right, so it probably has 1,200 pounds of torque, right, somewhere in that range. And I'd have to look at the dyno sheet again, but it's no different. I haven't had any like frame twisting, nothing. But I also haven't pushed the car to its limits. Like that's another thing, right? So whenever I take it to track, I think that I'll start learning a lot more about this car at the track, seeing how it comes off the line, seeing if it is getting any frame twist, anything. Chill out, Toretto. Do you granny shift it or double clutch it like you're supposed to? Hey, maybe double clutch it. Nah, I granny shift sometimes. This over a Corvette. And don't get me wrong, like it is like me owning a Corvette. This is like a Japanese Corvette, honestly. I mean, it's I could pull this engine out and put this engine in a C6 Corvette and be the same, you know what I'm saying? Because it's built, it would do the same exact thing in a C6 Z06. But I like this car, man. I love how it looks, what we built right here. Family, of course. Hello, hello. So it's definitely a learning curve. The car has been a learning curve. I've definitely learned a lot about it in the last couple months with it being a TH400 car. What's the best Chevy motor to put in there? Honestly, I would, if I was you, right, and I was on a budget, right, say I had, and I don't know what your budget is, but, right, because I've owned a G35 also. But say I had a budget, right, and I wanted to put a V8 in there. Is your car auto or manual? Am I going to keep it red? Yeah, I'm going to keep it red. I want to get it repainted, but I want to get the cage and the rear end. I want to put a 9-inch rear end. And I want to put a cage in the car so that I can start tracking this car. It's an auto. So if it was me, right, say I was getting a fund, I knew I was going to have some money, right? Say I had $15,000 that I knew that I could invest in a car. I would get me a 5.3 or a 6-liter. You can go with a 4.8, a 5.3, a 6-liter, a 6.2. If it was me, I would probably go with a 6-liter. Go with a 6-liter. Put some head studs, go with the LOJ motor mount kit. LOJkits.com sells the motor mounts, the trans mounts, the oil pan for your G35. They sell the drive shaft. You put a Holley Terminator X ECU on there and a few other things, and you'll be way below that budget. CO2 control, boost, and shifting. It does have onboard air. It's just not hooked up, right? Because the only reason is because of this radiator. These wastegates that I want to put on will hit this radiator down here. And so I do have a rear mount radiator setup that I want to go on. But these are the wastegates right here. Piston style wastegates, brand new. I just need to install them, but I will hook up the onboard air to this. And then my radiator is right there. And this will be our rear mount radiator setup that we will put in. I had my guy weld the bungs up and brackets, and then we'll put this as a rear mount radiator setup. My dad has a Nissan 300ZX Z31. Nice. Infinity LS swap would be sick. Yeah, man, they make the same guy that makes the motor mount kit and swap kit for the 300ZX make it for the 350Zs, for the Infinities. He also just put out a Hemi kit for the Hemi 5.7s or the Hellcat engines in the 350Zs or the G35s also. I'm back. Looking sick, gang. I appreciate it, Jackson. Thank you. What's the website? The website is lojkits.com. Chuck the Velside body kit on and gold BBS rims with gold Dragon decal Jap spec hitting. Hell yeah. Hellcat. There's one on YouTube. It's an orange Hellcat swapped 350Z. Check it out on YouTube. But I think he was the first guy that used LOJ kits motor mounts for the Hemis. So he put a Hellcat engine in his 350Z, and it's absolutely insane. Like I'm really considering buying a 350Z and putting a Hellcat engine in there just from that car. Like he makes an adapter plate to fit the CD09. And I mean, it's insane. Hellcats are played out. They're played out theirself, right? But if you put a Hellcat engine in a 350Z, right, or a 300ZX, or a Nissan 240SX, now you're making high horsepower on a stock engine that the car only weighs 3 grand. You know what I'm saying? So now you're right at about 700 horsepower. And they probably even dyno less than that. I don't even know what they dyno at. But they probably, 707 to the crank. So it's probably like what, 600 horsepower? I think he made like 609 on the dyno. So you could keep it automatic. Yes, he makes an automatic kit on there. Automatic kit for it, but you would have to read the details because I have not read into the Hemi swap part of it. Hellcat crate engine is only 6 grand. Yeah, they're not too expensive. They're really not. I bought the Danny Z370Z for my son. Nice, nice. There's never enough horsepower. It's an addiction. It definitely is. This is a automatic. This is a TCI TH400 automatic, 3-speed. But, you put a Hellcat engine in a car that only weighs 3 grand, like Joshua said, and, because the Hellcats are 4,500 pounds, at 4,500 pounds, 4,700 pounds, that's not a whole lot of power in a car that weighs that heavy. But now you drop 2,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds off, and add that same power to a car with that weight reduction, you're gonna be pushing. You're gonna be able to keep up with a lot of cars on the road. How much power? This car made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. It's just a 3-speed, no overdrive. They do make an overdrive kit that attaches to the rear end of the TCI TH400 that you just tap the button and then it'll go into overdrive. But I haven't looked enough into it to see like should I be worth getting it? Should I've even thought about putting a 10-speed in here? Honestly, like I think a 10-speed in here would be crazy. Like I think that it would be insane putting a 10-speed in this car. Is bro trying to time travel? Hell yeah, I'm trying to time travel. 10-speed automatic, yeah. They came in the Camaros. They made I have a buddy that builds the 10 speeds, right? And I was like, bro, if I could put a 10 speed in here, this shit would be a completely different car for sure. Where's my flux capacitor though? I can't really show you that, but it's low on blinker fluid right now. What tires on it? It is Mickey Thompson Pro Radial tires. So it is a 15-inch conversion in the rear. It does pretty good. It's just hooking, right? You got 1,200 horsepower in a car. Even with them tires, it still has a problem hooking. No camber in the rear. I corrected the camber in the rear, and there was a little bit of camber in the rear with the aftermarket rear wheels like those, but I corrected the camber and kind of got it as close as I could get it, and it does pretty good. I bet your miles per gallon is like 7 to 12. It's probably around there, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like, it doesn't do bad on gas. It's only when you get into boost. When you get into boost, that's when the gas just starts draining. Like, it'll just start going down. Need some Galaxy gas. Hell yeah, let's hook Galaxy gas up to this thing, chat. Let's get it, Galaxy gas. I do want to put nitrous on the car, though. I do. When I put the cage in the car and get the rear end built, I will put a cage and I will put nitrous on the car. What made you put a damn LS in a 300Z? Man, it's crazy. It's a crazy story, but long story short is I had never driven a V8 before, right? Never driven a Camaro, never driven a Corvette, none of the above. Never owned anything V8 wise. And you know, when you're building cars, you want to build it to your liking, right? Because I tell everybody this, if you start building cars like this, of this magnitude, for the internet, you will start to pay way more money. You'll spend way more money building for what other people like. And I didn't want to do that, right? I specifically like, hey, I've never driven a V8 before, so I wanted to put a V8 in here. And when the motor blew, the VG30 blew, that's why I stuck an LS in there. Yeah, so my local track is like 10 seconds or lower. If you hit 10 seconds, you can only run it one time, right? And if you hit 10 seconds, then you can't run it no more. I already know this is faster than a 10-second car. Hands down, I already know it. The way it leaves, the way it drives, I know it'll be faster than 10 seconds on the track. So there's no point in me wasting my time with taking this car to the track, running it one time, and then coming and being like, damn, I I can't run it no more. You know what I'm saying? The track is 30 minutes from me, so I don't want to drive it down there, and then they tell me you can only run it once. I run it once, and then I can't run it no more. So what's the next project? So I'm currently talking my wife into letting me buy a C6 Z06, and I want a twin turbo one of those. I have driven, my buddy has a 1,200 horsepower C6 Z06 Pro Charge 440 block engine, and I drove that C6 Z06. That was the first Corvette I've ever driven, and I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I was like, I'm buying me one of these. And so now I've been kind of looking for one. You owe me a 10-second car. Hell yeah, it's right here. It is right here. But ever since I drove his C6, I was like, I need one. Like, I want one. It's crazy because these two cars are almost identical. The seating positions inside the cars are almost identical. And I was like, I want one. I'm gonna buy me a C6 Z06. Is there such thing as an LS swap Dodge? What benefits does an LS? I mean, I'm sure they make an LS kit for a swap for a Dodge, but you have a V6, and I noticed that on all the V6 stuff, swapping stuff into V6 stuff is a pain in the ass. Now, if it was a V8 car already, then it would be different. But now you're talking about swapping a V8 into a V6 car. You're gonna have to change the subframe. You're gonna be changing your brakes and everything else. It's gonna be a little bit different. That's an insane build. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Have I heard of a 2009 Toyota X-Runner? Yeah. LS swap a Dodge Neon RT. Man, I've always loved those Dodge Neon, them SRTs. Like, I've always loved them. I think they're super quick for what they are, you know? How many horsepower? It made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. It makes 1277 to the wheels, and it weighs 3230. Weighs 3230. Almost, it's 10 pounds lighter than a C6 Z06. Do I want to race? Hell yeah, pull up. You got to tell me what kind of car you got, though. See, this is car talk. We all talk about our cars and what we have and what we would like to have. Come to the UK. Yeah, I'm not taking this car to the UK. They're pretty quick for what they are, for sure. The X-Runners are definitely pretty quick for what they are. You down for a race, YD Profound? Shit, all right. Are those zip ties? Hell yeah, those zip ties. I love my zip ties. I love them. 2011 TTS Big Turbo. Nice, nice. It ain't a car without zip ties. I want to pro charge my SS sedan and upgrade to the 10-speed transmission. See, that's where I'm at, man. I've been hearing crazy things about them 10-speed transmissions, man. So I think I've seen a 10-speed already in one video of in an SS. But I love those SSs. The motherfuckers is clean. Facts. I don't know how, but the zip ties set it off. That's somebody told me that at Cars and Coffee. They were like, bro, I'm not big into like zip ties and shit, but he was like, the zip ties on your car, like it just makes it look different. Like I like it, and I was like, I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to SoCal. Zip ties add 1,000 horsepower for sure. I got a full bridge FCRX7 too. Nice, nice. Glass pack Flowmaster held up with zip ties. That's the way to that's the way to go. That's the way to go, Pepe. I got a Pontiac Vibe. Nice. It ain't fast if you don't have zip ties. Hey, man, I tell people that all the time. If you ain't got no zip ties, I don't know what to tell you. I also have a heavily modified 2.2 Ecotech Sunfire. I don't know if I can handle that. Them things are super fast. Carbon fiber Lamborghini zip ties. Crazy. That would be crazy. What's funny, Joshua, is my buddy had a Sunfire when we was in high school, and he put the supercharged Grand Dam engine in his Sunfire. That thing was stupid fucking fast with that damn engine in there. I was so, like, I tripped out when I first rode in that damn car. Supercharged Pontiac, what's that? It came out of the Grand Dams. Was they the Grand Dam engines that was supercharged V6? He put that shit in the Sunfire. Please start it. I'll start it up one more time. I'll start it up one more time. I'll probably only be on here for like 10 more minutes, but I'll start it up one more time. I appreciate it, man. I really do try to talk to y'all. I really do appreciate everybody that comes in and chats. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. It's definitely freedom. Yeah, you could say, I mean, it's a 3-inch pipe welded up and over. It's a stage 2 cam. Made 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. I appreciate you jumping in the COD stream. Thank you. All right, there she goes. She sounds good. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Needs more pipe wrap. I think it's pretty good on the pipe wrap. I think I did a pretty good job wrapping it and getting it pretty good. My first swap was a 73 240Z with a 350 turbo, 352 speed. Nice, nice. Very impressive build. Thank you, Nelson. Appreciate it, bro. Show the grocery trunk space. We ain't got a whole, we got a little bit of room for the grocery trunk space, but since I have an ice box back there, it's a little tight. And don't mind it. It's a little dirty back here. I have shit going everywhere. I think because we went to LS Fest, Texas, and I had everything back here, but we have enough space back here to put some groceries. And then there's my onboard air system for when it's wired up to the waste gates. And then our ice tank. I love God. What's good, brother? How you been? I appreciate it. Thank you, DJ. I've been good. I can't complain. Blessed. I woke up today. My kids woke up. My wife woke up. And the rest of my family. And all of y'all woke up, so I'm blessed. I'm happy. Nice car, man. One of my dream builds you got there. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Ice. It is an ice tank. Yep. So I do put ice in there. Currently, it's got water in there, but it does have an ice tank in there. How does the ice work? So this right here is an air-to-water intercooler. TIC Performance makes this. It's an air-to-water intercooler. So here's the hoses on each side, one there, and they run to the ice box. And this is just to keep my manifold air temperature down. And you know, obviously when you have the cooler the engine is, the more power it'll make, right? So with ice in the car, it'll make like it'll be right at about 30 degrees, the temperature. How much this build costs? I don't know. I'm somewhere close to 45,000 invested in it. Somewhere over a 4.5 year span. 4.5, 5 year span. Somewhere in that region. How much horsepower it made? 1277 at 20 pounds of boost. I've definitely checked out Nelson Racing engines. Cheaper than a Hellcat for sure. Way cheaper and way faster. You know, way faster than a Hellcat. She definitely flies. She will definitely get like she will definitely get loose from you if you're not paying attention. What's my thoughts on Nelson's? I think he makes good engines. Like I haven't done a whole lot of research on him. Like I've checked out the website several times, numerous times. I mean, dude makes racing engines, right? He does what he does, right? The prices are crazy, obviously, but you know you get what you pay for. You know you're wanting anything built of that magnitude that can handle 2,000 horsepower or 3,000 horsepower. Yeah, you're gonna be spending 20 grand. Landon, I'm not going to start it anymore, bro. I'm fixing to get off here in probably a couple minutes. But I did start it, and like I said, I go live every day just to have a car talk. Get the chat in here. We've been live for over an hour today, and we just get car chat. Car people come in, talk about their builds. We talk about my build, talk about what you like to do, and this is all I do every day, every single day, as a car talk time. Hawk down. I appreciate the sub, bro. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'll probably go live. I don't know. After everybody opens Christmas presents and are playing and doing whatever, I'll go live then so we can have another car talk. Subbed a long time ago. I appreciate it, Razor Kid. Thank you. My Urus will walk it down. No, it won't. But nice try, buddy. Sub as well. Appreciate it, Nelson. Thank you. Appreciate that, SFV. I appreciate the sub, bro. Thank you. Nissan and Chevy on top. Hell yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. I just subbed. Shout out to Mark for the sub, bro. Thank you, Mark. Hey, man, we do this once a day, every day. Once a day, around 12, 1 o'clock-ish, we go live, chit-chat, have this car talk, man. I like to hear about everybody's, cars and what they build, and I like to talk about mine. Did I have to cut the frame? No. The only thing I cut right here and I cut like half an inch off right here so that I could successfully get this radiator cap off without cutting my finger right there because it was a farther in and it was hard to take off. Plus with this right there, so that's the only thing that I had to cut to get this to really function the way I wanted to function. How difficult was the engine fitment? It's absolutely the easiest engine to pull in and out of. This car is held on by 2 motor mount bolts and 6 transmission bolts. And obviously the drive shaft and shit. But once you pull that off and unhook the engine harness, like it's just pull out. You drop the subframe 2 inches, which I leave the suspension hooked up, and I take the 4 sub bolts out, and then I let the engine sag and give me that 2 inches, and then once the subframe drops down a little bit, then I can successfully pull it out with the oil pan. It's really not hard, bro. Like there's no cutting, it is the easiest. Like this is my first ever engine swap that I've ever done, right? Never did an engine swap before, never pulled the engine out of a car. And I did this, I put the engine in by myself, I pulled it out by myself. Like, it's the easiest thing that you could possibly do in this car. How much would I probably would not sell this car, but if somebody brought me 30K cash and said, here's 30K cash, I would take it. But again, even if you brought me cash, I would have to think about it because I love this car, man. I built this car in my garage. I built it with that cherry picker and that engine stand. So literally, I built this car in my garage, and like you can see, my table is just crazy. I still have parts, brand new parts right there. I have parts for my transmission, for my rear mount radiator setup right here. He said, I'm finna go cuss my uncle out. Why no cat back? I mean, we got turbo exhaust right there. It would be a lot harder to run the exhaust out of here and run it back there with the turbos being right here. The stock LS, so for example, if you wanted a stock LS, how hard would it be to build? LSs are the easiest engines to build. Easiest engines, hands down, to build. I never knew anything about them. I can show you everything about this engine. I can do it. But I promise you, everything, all the knowledge, everything that you want to look up is on the forums. Forums, YouTube. YouTube will show you how to cam swap a LS. YouTube will show you how to do a valve train on a LS. YouTube will show you how to do push rods on a LS. YouTube will literally show you how to do everything on the LS engine. And I learned that way, reading the forums, having help from my friends, and just checking YouTube. Two-wheel drive, it is a rear-wheel drive, but it is a TCI TH400. What car are we looking at? We are looking at a Nissan 300ZX LS swap, twin turbo. Is this Jelly Roll? Bro, why does everybody say that? Shout out to Pepe. Bro, everybody says the same thing. They're like, bro, this is you sound like Jelly Roll, and it makes me crack up every time. You are not the first person to say that. Bro, that motherfucker fire. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. I've went 180 miles an hour in this car when it was a 6-speed. I'm going to head out. I'll see you tomorrow, brother, if I can. All right, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you want to see my face, what my beautiful face looks like, all you have to do is watch some of the videos. I promise you, you can see some of me in there. Couldn't get same power with a 3-liter. You can get 1,200 horsepower out of the 3-liter twin turbo engine, but you're going to spend triple the money on a VG than you will on an LS. Currently building a 93 Accord, planning on rebuilding the F22A and boosting it, but right now I'm fixing the front of the car because it was in a crash. Hey, get it fixed, bro. Them Accords are starting to come hard to find. What type of engine it is? A LS. It's a Gen 360 LS. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I'm fixing to get off here. I'm going to go in there with baby girl and the wife and the kids. So I appreciate everybody that was in here in Car Talk today. We went over a little bit over an hour. I definitely appreciate everybody being in the chat and chit-chatting with your boy. And we'll definitely have Car Talk tomorrow about 12, maybe 1 o'clock-ish. And we'll talk about car stuff again. So I appreciate everybody. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Y'all sub to the channel, and we'll have our live, and y'all will be able to see when we go live and have our Car Talk time. So I hope everybody has a blessed Christmas Eve and a blessed Christmas. Y'all stay safe, and